Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of First Person, as always sponsored by the Precision Strip Company in Minster, Ohio. You might know something about those people. A great place to work, as we always talk about, to either start or finish your career. Check them out online. Great stewards of the community of Algois County in Minster and New Bremen, and great supporters of us here on PressProsMagazine.com. Especially First Person. So we appreciate them, as well as we appreciate the time of Austin Morgan, our guest this week, the new head football coach. We are at Covington High School this week. And Austin, thank you for the time. Appreciate it. I know it's a busy time for you. Got a lot of things going on, but appreciate the opportunity to sit and talk with you.
Yeah, same here, man. This is exciting, so appreciate it.
Your first high school head coaching job.
Yep.
It begs the question, why Covington and why now?
Yeah, great question. So I've been at Minster now before this for a couple of years. We always played Covington, either open the year up with them or finish the year. And we always kind of talked about it. This would be a great place. The staff at Minster, we talked about it. This is a great place for someone starting out. There's a great community support here. The program always had, a little bit of toughness to it. Looking at the outside, looking in. And so that was the big thing, just being around the program from afar, I guess, playing these guys here, and also my fiance and her family, they're from Covington. Her brother played here, so I was pretty well aware of the community itself, prior to this job opening up, prior to applying for the job. So I had some knowledge of the place coming into it.
When you start out and take a job like this, you want a place that has some expectation.
Sure. Yeah.
Because the pressure's on you, the pressure's on the kids, the pressure's on, not the kids individually necessarily, but the expectations are success and winning. You certainly have that here. And I know you probably have a little bit of taste of what that's like, because as you mentioned a moment ago, you came from Minster, coached with Garen Stokes, and I don't think there's a guy who relishes expectation any more than that young man.
Sure, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So when you come here, you're certainly aware of the expectations and the record, that they put up here over the last 30 years. Yeah,
we try not to focus on that too much. We really focus on our core values of work tough and selfish and humble. I believe that a lot of time if you focus on the process of how to get to those outcomes, then you have more chance of achieving the outcomes that you want.
I think the reason you have to appreciate expectation is that I've had coaches tell me before, hey, it's the foundation of the house.
Sure, yeah.
You've got to have that kind of expectation, because everybody has to feel that. It has to be an inward motivation for coaches and players alike, and I know you've heard that before, right?
Yeah.
You're a young guy. I've heard good things about you. Ted Peacock, I don't know, he was the former coach here for several years.
He's a great guy.
In a column we did a couple weeks ago, said, I like him because he's enthusiastic, and he says Covington needs that kind of young enthusiasm right now because it attracts kids. I want you to talk a little bit about your enthusiasm for what you're doing.
Sure. I guess as far as you mentioned attracting kids, we don't really go out to find them. We try to just, the way we do things here, hopefully our energy, our toughness and our work ethic, hopefully that attracts the kids. We're not out begging, asking kids to come out here and hang out and play football. We want the kids who are willing to put the time and effort in and willing to do the work, because what we do is not easy. It's hard. Like 2 days, they're tough. They're demanding. They're stressful. So we want guys who are willing to accept that challenge and accept the toughness that it takes to play football.
I think Ted knows something about what he's talking about. I only won 45 of the 50 games he coached here, so I think he knows something he's talking about. But let me ask you this and follow that question up. What do you do? And you have to have, every coach has to have something. Talk to a couple of people just this week, and I posed the same question to them. What do you do to attract kids to football, given the fact that a lot of people think the game is under siege? There's a lot of negative things out there that people don't either want to or don't want to believe about playing football now. What do you tell kids that makes them want to play football?
Just come watch what we do. I think when you see our energy in here, when you see how close these guys get, I think the best bonds are forged in adversity. The practice when it's 97 degrees out there, when it's in the weight room, when you're grinding and you're sweating, it's hard to tell. When you have those adversity, those bonds form closer. And I think when kids see some of our kids walking the halls and they see how close they are, how tight they are, the confidence that the kids have carrying in the hallway and out in the community, I think when you go through all those things and you have the toughness and the work that it takes to play football, I think you carry yourself differently. And I think kids see that and say, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm a part of that.
And boys want to be boys.
Yeah.
Boys, it may be 2021, but boys are still boys. They still like to rough it up a little bit and go out and a little testosterone, you know, on Friday nights. Feels pretty good to them. You also have a new league this year, new affiliation. I know that Roger Kraft, who's the ex-athletic director here, is very excited about it. He's the commissioner of the Three Rivers Conference. Tell me a little bit about what you know about teams and the conference affiliation so far.
Yeah, nothing. We haven't really focused on the conference at all. Our goal right now is, you know, we have a practice this morning. Our goal is to go out there and get better at what we do. We've not really focused on any of the guys in the conference. I haven't really looked at anybody really or talked about who we're playing. When that time comes, we'll get there.
Well, you have three natural rivalries because you got three teams here that came over from the Cross County Conference. You got Covington, of course, Miami East, and Bethel, and that certainly creates a great core, you know, right here in Miami County. And then, of course, you had Troy Christian, very close over here, and West Milton right down the road. So there's four very good and close natural rivals, almost traditional rivals for Covington.
Yeah. I think our kids probably know that. I don't think I need to overemphasize to the kids that because they probably just, you know, naturally have that, you know, little inner fight in them about those teams. I don't know if we've talked to the team once about any of those guys. It's just been our goal is to maximize yourself and as a player and person, and that's what we focus on. And I think when you do that over and over and over and over again, I think that takes care of itself. That end result takes care of itself. You don't need to talk about, you know, Milton Union or whoever else is in the, you know, the conference. I think that kind of takes care of itself.
Austin Morgan, the head football coach at Covington, our guest this week on First Person. Let's wrap this up a little bit by going here. As I said, you know, you got a great tradition here.
Yeah.
You got great expectations here, and I know that being a part of this is something that has to excite you just to come in here as a first job and to be a part of this community. And I question about how many of the former coaches have reached out to your people like Ted Peacock and Roger Kraft and Bob Hulsman and people like that and have said, hey, we're glad you're here. Welcome to Covington.
Oh, it's been pretty cool. I've had a lot of guys in the community who, you know, I've never known that have reached out and been willing to help with, you know, whether it's fundraising or it's getting some stuff set up here. Ted Peacock's been to practice before and helped out a little bit, just give some feedback. All my coaching buddies have been in touch a lot. It's been cool. I think the Covington community has a lot of guys who truly care about the program, and they've been nothing but helpful. I mean, they've taken a huge load off my plate. Ben's been awesome. He's been our guy that does the Go Bucks page, and he's helped me out a ton. He's been around doing things and taking a big load off my plate. So it's been cool. I definitely feel grateful. You know, all my guys that kind of reached out and said congrats and questions or anything and give some advice or feedback. It's been cool.
Nobody's got a bigger or better laugh than Ted Peacock, does he?
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Got a great laugh, great personality. Austin, we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Great to see you. We'll be out to see you, of course, this week, or this year, I should say, with coverage of the Three Rivers Conference. We're looking forward to seeing the Bucks.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. That wraps up this edition with Austin Morgan of First Person, again sponsored by the Precision Strip Company in Minster, Ohio, as we opened a great place to start a career or finish one. They're always looking for good people. They may be looking for you. Again, we appreciate your support of what we do each and every week on PressProsMagazine.com. For Coach Morgan and our sponsors, thanks again. We'll see you again next time with another edition of First Person.